Hello world and welcome to mine. It's time for Pathfinder. I have no idea how well or badly this is going to go, and I look forward to figuring that out, because if it's good, then I got a game to enjoy, and if it's bad, then we can make fun of it for days. But there is one thing standing between me and the actual game, and that is the character creation, which it could take 20 minutes, it could take 3 hours. And truth be told, I'm not sure which I prefer. So I am going to pull up the game, and we can hop right into it. There is a bit of a downside to this game, in that it's not gamepad compatible. Unfortunately, I could not get the controller to work, and for that I gotta rate this game a 0 out of 10. Terrible design, irredeemable, really, just completely inexcusable. I'm exaggerating, of course. But I am a bit sad that I won't be able to use my trusty controller for this one. So, Pathfinders, the crusade has begun. We thank you for your support and hope you will have a truly mythic journey. I have no idea what that is. I assume that's the DLC, but I'm not going to be playing the DLC right now. The developers are always striving to improve our work. To do this, we need information. Okay. Just main story, main story. Difficulty. Normal, casual, story, custom. Normal, daring, core. Hard and unfair? Wait, normal is 2 tiers lower than core? Normal. The damage your character suffers from enemies and traps is reduced by 20%. Enemies are weak and inflict reduced damage on critical hits. Your character will not die after suffering a deadly injury for the first time. Instead, they'll be afflicted by the death's door condition. If a character with this condition suffers a deadly injury, they will then die. Resting in a comfortable and safe place removes the death's door condition. Your character can still die from an instant death effect, energy drain, poison, or other similar condition. If your main character dies, the game is over. If a companion dies, you can resurrect them with Raise Dead or a similar spell, an extremely expensive service unavailable for most adventures. You know what? Oh, choosing this difficulty is not recommended for players not familiar with the Pathfinder system. That hasn't stopped me from making bad decisions before. Choosing this difficulty is not recommended for the players not familiar with the Pathfinder system as well as its implementation in this game. Do you confirm your choice? Yeah, sure. I'll go with it. Oh, I can still customize the difficulty. Ooh. That's interesting. Additional enemy behavior. Ooh, that'd be... That would be awful. Auto level up? No. Crusade auto mode. There is so much stuff here. This mode disables almost all interface hints in combat. Lines of attack, current enemy actions, cooldown timers. It shows your character's actions and enemies' health bars. Additional options are available in the game. Nah, I'm good. I'll take my UI. I'll take my UI and run with it. Only one save slot is available in this mode. Last Aslanti. Only skill user receives skill. Oh, that'd be awful. Oh, tell me there's a multiplayer version of this game. I really hope there's multiplayer available somehow in this game. I don't know how it would happen, but I want it to be a thing. Whatever the case, I'm gonna roll with I'm gonna roll with core. It's a terrible choice, but I'll take it. Ooh, create pre-generated character. Oh, you're so small. I'm gonna go with a custom character. Ooh. Oh, this is a lot of choices, and I have no idea. I have no idea how important these choices are. You seem competent. Wait a minute, I see someone edgy. Ooh. Ooh, I like that. Oh, I like that, but I don't think I want to play a dex-based character. I don't want to be something so fancy. I want to be someone who runs in and beats the shit out of someone. Oh, that's cool. I can just upload any PNG I want. Okay. I'll just roll with one of the default. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Hold on. Hold on. I just got a terrible idea. I'm gonna sort through my files for a moment to see if I can find something applicable here. Is this a bad idea? Probably. But I'm gonna go for it. You don't change images in the folder. Okay. Portraits 03. Oh, I see. Okay, that'd oh, that would take... Yeah, that would take more time than I want to immediately spend, so I'm gonna save that for another time, but I am going to be using the custom portraits. Wait, it won't let me change... Oh, it puts me on my class first. Okay. Made it. Oh, this is super weird. You select a folder and put a thingy for each size. It's fun. Yeah, it took me a while to figure that out. I thought I could just drag and drop an image there and just like kind of roll with it and just choose whichever I wanted. I was incorrect. I was incorrect. Also, sweet merciful Lord, there are so many. There are so many classes. There's a slightly more classes than I thought there would be. Any questions, just let me know. Why are these red? Are they red because they don't have subclasses? Arcane Bomber is a thing? Alright, hold on. I'm gonna pull up a thing. I'm going to pull up, where is it? No, that's not it. I don't have the page I thought I did. Here it is, here it is, here it is. I found it, I found it, I found it. I have found it. Right, so. Where's my barbarian class? You can unlock them later with... Oh, they're prestige classes! You can unlock them later with the right stats. Normally you have to wait until level 5 at least. Okay, so there's like some level of class swapping in this. Oh yeah, I see that. Those are requirements. Okay. I'm learning already. I haven't started the game, but I'm already learning. So there it is. Barbarian. Armored Hulk, Beastkin Berserker, Instinctual Warrior, Invulnerable Rager, Mad Dog. You could pick a different class every level if you want. Yo, really? So I can just go Armored Hulk, Beastkin, Instinctual, Invulnerable, Mad, Pack, just cycle through all of them every level. That'd be... Oh, I'm already thinking of a terrible challenge run for this if I decide to do that sort of thing in the future. Imagine, right? Imagine putting all these classes on some kind of roll table. Oh. Well, I guess that wouldn't be a thing. I was thinking of this awful idea where I just put everything on a roll table and, puts in like every level do the roll table. Yeah, I'm thinking like every level just roll it again and see which class I get and just put a level into that on the next. Just completely random class every time I progress. So I gotta choose something from this random class whenever I level up. That sounds awful and I really want to do it someday. But not for this first run. Right, so. Some barbarians disdain the hides and leather armor, and leather used as armor by most of their kin. Instead, they master the heaviest of armors, even those created by more civilized people, to gain greater protection and stability in battle. Things under our subclasses? Indeed! While some barbarians take on bestial aspects in their rages, the Beastkin Berserker descends so deeply into the primal fury that she actually transforms into an animal. Berserkers of the surface world often associate with predators such as bears or wolves, and are sometimes mistaken for lycanthropes. Some barbarians shape change into rampaging dinosaurs or megafauna? That sounds so stupid, I kinda wanna do it. Crafting their armor out of the hides and bones of their favorite animals. Invulnerable Rager is very fun. Considering I'm amping up the difficulty for this, invulnerables is a very attractive word to me. Instinctual Warriors, some people consider barbarian savages driven by rage and animal instincts. Instinctual Warriors represent the opposite picture. They are concentrated fighters who are so adept at controlling their rage that they can fight blind, relying on only a sixth sense. Ooh. Not gonna lie, that's pretty badass. Invulnerable Rager, this is the one Reyna's, or this is the one David Ngayans. I'm gonna have to work on pronouncing that name, man, because I am not entirely sure if I got that even remotely correct. I'll call you Dave for now. Reyna, as for the difficulty I chose Core. It said it wasn't recommended for people who haven't played the game, but I do what I want, so Invulnerable Rage. This is the one. When? That's even further off. There is no W in your name, my dude. But I'll call you When. I will try to remember to call you When, though I may instinctively just call you Dave again. I apologize if that is what I do. So, Some barbarians learn to take whatever comes their way, shrugging off mortal wounds with ease. That sounds very helpful, considering the difficulty I've chosen. These barbarians invite their enemies to attack them and use the pain to fuel their rage. So it's World of Warcraft. Oh, I did core and then toned some of it down so pack size and difficulty were normal. I kept all the difficulty the same, so I'm going to die. This game seems to have permadeath hard-coded into it, so I look forward to getting stomped by something by underestimating something, getting stomped, and then having to restart the whole game. I hate myself, so I play on hard. You know what? I can appreciate the honesty, but that doesn't seem very healthy. But then again, I play Dark Souls, so what do I know? What do I know about healthy decisions concerning game difficulty? So some barbarians... Yeah, so Mad Dog is just World of Warcraft barbarian. And what was Invulnerable Rager? Oh, that is Invulnerable Rager. So it's Mad Dog. Though named for the wild savages who fight alongside rabid dogs, Mad Dogs employ all manner of beasts as their battle brethren. So it's a druid. Dark Souls is about overcoming obstacles and making yourself better. Totally healthy, yeah! It's about self-improvement. Pack Rager, barbarian. Wait a minute. So if Mad Dog is like halfway between barbarian and druid, then what is Pack Rager? Barbarian rages can be a thing of savage beauty, exhibiting a lethal grace. While such uncontrolled displays of carnage often disregard group tactics, there are those barbarians who rages inspire and spur on their allies during the ferocious dance of death. Ooh. Considering how death is highlighted, I imagine what that means is that, like, killing something will, buff nearby allies. I assume that's what's going on. But methinks Invulnerable Rager may be the true way to go, because I like that sense of power, of counterplay. They're like, oh, you hit me, but now I hit you harder. Barbarian calling, yeah, that's the rage that everybody has. Extreme endurance. At 3rd level, the Invulnerable Rager gains 1 point of fire resistance and 1 point of cold resistance. At 6th level and every 3 levels thereafter, these resistances increase by 1 point. Neat. So you're good with extreme environments. Damage reduction, I imagine that does exactly what it sounds like. Yep, gives me damage resistance. Look into Blood Rager 2. There's a second kind of rage? They're a mix between barbarian and sorcerer? What? They have something called Steel Blood? Hold on. Most Blood Rages prefer light armor, but some learn the secret of using heavy armors. These Steel Bloods plod around the battlefield, inspiring fear and delivering carnage from within a steel shell. Yo! That sounds awesome! Blood Rage. A number of rounds per day equal to 4+ Constitution modifier. Guess I'm up in Constitution. The Blood Rager's source of internal power grants him the ability to Blood Rage at each level after first he can Blood Rage for 2 additional rounds? That's so much rage! Dude, boss fights are gonna be an absolute massacre with this. That's been removed by the archetype. Indomitable Stance. At 1st level, a Steel Blood gains a +1 bonus on combat maneuver checks. CMD against overrun combat maneuvers, I imagine that's some kind of advantage. He also gains a +1 bonus to AC against charge attacks, and on attack and damage rolls against charging creatures. I can joust? I get a jousting ability? And it's not even like something I pop. No, it's just passive. Like if someone's running at you, you can just shank them back. Oh, I like that. And weapon and armor proficiencies for heavy armor. Gain proficiency in heavy armor. Steelblood can cast Blood Rager spells while wearing heavy armor without incurring a spell failure chance. Ooh, I'm really liking Steelblood. Oh, this is so... I get so many defensive buffs. Indomitable Will at level 14. At 14th level, Blood Rager gains a +4 bonus on Will saves to resist enchantment spells while Blood Raging. So, I guess one potential risk is if I'm like mind controlled or something while I'm raging, then I kind of just kill all my friends. But at level 14, they can't even do that. Oh, come at me, Lich. Mighty Blood Rage at level 20. When a Blood Rager enters a Blood Rage, the morale bonus to his attack and damage rolls increases to +4? +4? That's ridiculous! I'm not the most familiar with TTRPGs, but I imagine just a free +4 is nothing to scoff at. Because +1 is how things usually go, +1 or +2 if it's really good. +4 is a bit much. Oh, furthermore, the spell he can apply to himself at the beginning of a Blood Rage due to the greater Blood Rage class feature is not limited to only spells of 2nd level or lower. So I can just... So Blood Rage is just a swift cast that immediately transitions into beating the blood out of anything around me. The enemies like to scale as hard as you do. Yeah, that is a fair point. That is very much a fair point. Maybe I shouldn't be so confident. But you know what? If that's the case, maybe going for something this durable would be a good idea. I don't know, I like my heavy armor classes. And some extra spells thrown in. Oh, that's cool. Some extra spells thrown in for good measure. I think that'd be a really nice way to sort of balance things out, give me some extra options. I'm really feeling the Steelblood. What do y'all think? What do y'all think about Steelblood? Considering I've never played this game before, and apparently it's a difficulty 3 out of 5 to learn. I've got a good feeling about this. And you get a bloodline. I don't even know what a bloodline is, but that sounds good, the way you're phrasing it. All right. Now here's the real question. Here's the real question. Oh, this isn't like Final Fantasy XIV. In this game, the race actually matters. Wait, hatred of reptilian humanoids? Gnomes receive a +1 bonus on attack rolls against humanoid creatures of the reptilian and goblinoid subtypes because of their special training against these hated foes. Here's a conspiracy theory. He's here to take down the reptoid government. that is my lore for the gnome types. Oread? Damper? That's just a smaller Oread. That is not what I expected when I saw Kitsune. That is not what I anticipated at all. I was anticipating something very different. I need to clean my brain. Right. So, considering what the Steelblood is, my immediate thought is to roll Dwarf. Oread is half Earth Djinn, and Dampier is half Vamp. Oh. So they are completely different things, but they look interchangeable for not much reason. Well, actually, now that I look at them again, yeah, Oread looks a bit more sedimentary. Tiefling. Simultaneously more and less than mortal, tieflings are the offspring of humans and fiends. With otherworldly blood and traits to match, tieflings are often shunned and despised out of reactionary fear. Most tieflings never know their fiendish sire, as the coupling that produced their curse occurred generations earlier. The taint is long-lasting and persistent, often manifesting at birth or sometimes later in life as a powerful, though often unwanted, boon. Despite their fiendish appearance and netherworldly origins, tieflings have a human's capacity of choosing their fate, and while many embrace their dark heritage and side with fiendish powers, others reject their darker predilections. Though the power of their blood calls nearly every tiefling to fury, destruction, and wrath, even the spawn of a succubus can become a saint, and the grandchild of a pit fiend, an unsuspecting hero. Neat. That explains why tieflings are so popular in stories, because honestly, that is some brilliant character fodder. Like, that is the perfect setup for some kind of arc. Whether it kind of be like relapsing, it's like, this is my fate, I must destroy you all. Alternatively, I am above that, I will not be controlled by this tainted blood. Yeah, Oread is half-earthed, he's got crystal hair. Yeah, I can see that. It is a bit shiny, isn't it? Wait a minute! Hold on. Oreads are humans whose ancestry includes the touch of an elemental being such as an elemental being of Earth somewhere along the line, often that of a shaitan genie. Stoic and contemplative, Oreads are a race not easily moved, yet almost unstoppable when spurred to action. They remain a mystery to most of the world thanks to their reclusive nature, but those who seek them out in their secluded mountain hideaways find Oreads to be quiet, dependable, and protective of their friends. Alright. When I see that you're excited about tiefling, but let's be honest here, what race here would be perfect for a steelblood? It's like, there is literal steel in his blood! Or at the very least, there's some kind of soil involved. Genie can trace their lineage to beings from the various elemental planes. Though their progenitors are typically genies, this ancestry can derive from any number of elemental creatures. Furthermore, even geniekin whose ancestry includes only genies can manifest their elemental heritage in uncommon ways. That doesn't actually tell me what it does, but okay. Whenever an Oread casts a spell with an acid descriptor, the saving throw DC against it is increased by 1. Neat. Energy resistance. Oreads have acid resistance 5. Alright, keen senses. Dwarves, elves, gnomes, half-elves, half-orcs, halflings, kitsune, and Oreads receive a +2 racial bonus on perception checks. Alright, so I'm not gonna be brought down by someone hiding around a corner. That's neat. Oreads have a base speed of 20 feet, but their speed is never modified by armor or encumbrance. So my base movement is slower than normal, but nothing will ever slow me down further. Which means I can really get some use out of that heavy armor. Ooh. Oh my god, what is that hair? What is that hair, my dude? Girl, you gotta get some shampoo on that. Dang. Y'all need a comb or some sandpaper. Oh, let's go with our boy Chad Alpha here. Oread heritage. Ooh. All right, Gem Soul. There's gonna be a lot of reading in this playthrough. I can see that already. Which, I mean, I should have expected that, but still. Right, with scintillating personalities to match their captivating appearance. Wait a minute, hold on. If I'm gonna read this in dramatic voice, I need to go all the way. With scintillating personalities to match their captivating appearances, Gem Soul Orients command attention and prefer it that way. Gem Souls tend to have large egos and are flashy in their relationships. They gravitate toward artistic pursuits, most frequently of a performative nature, though they also have a strong tradition of symmetric poetry. Gem Souls prefer to make their homes in flamboyant societies or places where they can make meaningful personal contributions, as well as in nations that appreciate cultivated beauty. Gem Souls typically have dazzling, faceted skin, along with a cluster of crystalline formations instead of hair, and pupilless eyes of vivid colors. Some favor tattoos in complex branching geometric shapes, and they can frequently be seen wearing silks or brightly dyed linen to contrast their complexions. So here's what I really need to know. What color spray do? Right, so ooh, it's a cone. So it's just a cleave I get. Spell-like ability. Saving throw difficult spell. Ooh, it's mind effect. Huh. A vivid cone of clashing colors springs forth from your hands, causing creatures to become stunned, perhaps also blinded, and possibly knocking them prone. Prone? Doesn't that guarantee crits? Oh no! Each creature within the cone is affected according to its HD. 2 HD or less, the creature is blinded, stunned, and knocked prone for 2d4 rounds? Oh no! Color spray, knock them down, pop rage, and go ham? Automatic crits on buffed attacks? No! Easier to hit when they stand up, you get an attack of opportunity. Alright, so maybe it's not an auto crit, but that's still fantastic. Iron Soul, what does Iron Soul do? It gives me something called Lead Blade, so that sounds great. So, stolid and indomitable, Iron Soul Orients undertake great works, both physical and conceptual, with unwavering determination. Possessed of patience and a sense of self-refinement through struggle, Iron Souls reflect their ancestry in their continuous and determined efforts towards self-improvement. Iron Souls are most at home in areas that reflect that same sense of directed and intentional growth, and they operate best within existing formal structures. Iron Souls wear their elemental heritage on their skin, with most having some amount of metallic sheen. Their skin tone varies, with colors ranging from gold and silver to copper green and dull oxide gray. I'm gonna be honest, this one sounds the most appropriate for this Steel Blood. And also for anything metal related. To the point where, I mean, they sound pretty metal considering they're literal metal! So what's this? Oh, it's a feat every second level. Okay. Lead Blades. Duration 1 minute. Lead Blades increases the momentum and density of your melee weapons just as they strike a foe. All melee weapons you are carrying when the spell is cast deal damage as if one size category larger than they actually are. For instance, a medium longsword normally deals 1d8 points of damage, but this would instead deal 2d6 if benefiting from lead blades. Only you can benefit from the spell if anyone else uses one of your weapons to make an attack. It deals damage as normal for its size. So I can smite people with the power of basic physics. It's a smite. It's an atheist smite. That's actually really cool. I made a big deal about Gem Soul and the color spray, but methinks I might like Iron Soul more. But base Oread, what's base Oread? Oreads are humans whose ancestry includes the touch of an elemental being of Earth's. Oh, I've already read this. So I guess this is the normal version, and these are like alternatives. Crystal is meta choice, Iron is the roleplay choice. I can see why Crystal would be the meta choice, considering how the ability to knock someone to knock a group of enemies over basically for free, I can easily see why that would be the meta choice. Right, Stone Fist. This spell transforms your hands into living stone, but I thought it was already living stone. While the spell is in effect, your unarmed strikes do not provoke attacks of opportunity and deal 1d6 points of bludgeoning damage. 1d4 if you are small. I love that there's a side note of it does less damage if you're small. I kinda love that. Oh, and free strength and charisma. No, I gotta go Iron Soul. I gotta do Iron Soul. I gotta do Iron Soul. I am living armor. And besides, Constitution. Constitution, that extends my blood rage, right? Yeah. And Wisdom gives me more perception, so all backgrounds. Ooh. Is there a background for Badass Knight? Oh, wait, hold on. Do any of these do heavy armor? No? Guard adds perception to the list of your class skills. She also becomes proficient with light armor, short swords, and light crossbows. If the character already has a class skill, weapon proficiency or armor proficiency granted by the selected background from her class during character creation, and the corresponding bonuses from the background change from a +1 competence bonus in case of skills, a +1 enhancement bonus in case of weapon proficiency, and a -1 armor check penalty reduction in case of armor proficiency. Okay, but here's the thing. While that lets me swing a sword better, this gives me a trident? Oh, but hammers! Here's the thing. I just realized this one gives me hammers. Also, hello, Phantom Thief. I'm gonna be playing as a metal man swinging hammers. The Bounty Hunter adds stealth to list. Okay, maybe not Bounty Hunter because there's no way I could do well with stealth. Actually, you know what? Maybe a bit of stealth for irony's sake. I'm a big boy. I'm a strong boy, but I'm weirdly soft-spoken and have a deceptively light step. Oh, I like the sound of that. That's gonna be my reasoning of that one. Alright. Now for the complicated part. I feel like batching things in with melee weapons is becoming a pattern. Well, excuse me for respecting a theme. So, now comes the truly difficult decision. Because methinks I'm definitely gonna stick hard with Constitution and Strength, but I'm not sure how to handle the rest of it. Alright, so here's what I think. Excuse me, I'm just stretching. Slash yo int. You know, maybe I should slash my int. Also, I accidentally tabbed out. Yeah. I can afford to lose some int. So, Constitution increases my blood rage duration. Strength lets me hit harder. But Charisma helps me get a job. And methinks as... what I'm imagining here... Alright, here's what I'm thinking of as for what this character was. You know, as sort of a preface for, you know, some background. Methinks is that this guy here, right? Bear with me. He was an Olead, right? He was brought in. He was born with a weird, with a weird heritage thing, and so he probably didn't have much of an opportunity to get into like apprenticeships or develop any craft skills or whatever. Even though he was a decently keen dude, he wasn't like stupid, but he also wasn't like a genius. But people just didn't really give him the time of day. They thought he was they took one look at him, they thought he was a brute. So he rolled with it. And he started getting jobs, guarding people, seeking out folks who were like down on some bills or something. He was a bounty hunter, not the sort who'd go out and bash someone's head in, but the sort who'd threaten to bash someone's head in on your behalf, and collect some debts for you. And that was how he made his living. He was the guy whose primary job was to be big, look tough, and scare people so that they don't hurt other people. So methinks charisma is definitely gonna be buffed hard. But so is strength and constitution. I have 17 more points. How high can I go on this? Very. Charisma helps your so I'm not very fast, and I have not had the opportunity to get much in terms of education. But I am smart enough. You want even numbers? That much I have gathered. The odd numbers will not give me a bonus. Only even numbers will. So, here's what I got. I am not a very fast or well-coordinated person. And I'm not very well educated either. But I am clever enough, and I know how to read people and interact with them, and I know how to throw my weight around to scare them. I know how to make someone afraid of me. Maybe that doesn't make me a good person, but so long as I get paid, that's all I really need. I mean, no one around me has asked much more than that. So who cares? I don't know, I kind of sound like a dick, don't I? Maybe I'll ease that up a bit and sort of retcon it. Skill points. I like how even though I have a proficiency in this, it still gets debuffed because of how bad my dexterity is. Int 7 for a main is kind of rough, but it's fine. How about Dex 6 instead? Right. So. Knowledge world, definitely not. Knowledge arcana, certainly not. Lore, nature, and religion? I mean, I guess I'll take them, but it won't be very canon, will it? Use magic devices. This skill depends on charisma ability score. This skill cannot be used if your character is not trained in it. Use magic device skill represents character's talent for activating magic items, even if you are not otherwise trained in their use. Ooh, neat. Take persuasion so you can talk. Yeah, getting a persuasion bonus was probably good. It's probably a good idea. You dumb. I really am dumb as a rock. No. I like that. I like that my buddy Rocky here. That's not his actual name because I haven't come up with a name for him yet, but that's what I'm calling him for now. I like that. I like that the Rockman here has actually ended up being dumb as a rock. I didn't think about that. I just interpreted that as, oh, he didn't get proper schooling because people were too weirded out by him. This is literally just Fallout all over again. Hey, at least I'm spending more than 30 seconds on character creation this time, and I'm having fun with it. So I have one more proficiency. What to put it into? Athletics, I think I've got enough. Oh, I can get a +8 to athletics. Oh, that's too good. Maybe I should just up my mobility so I can actually do something with my melee skills. Or I could go all in on that stealth with the deceptively light step gimmick. I'm thinking. Mobility for defensive stance. Skill depends on dexterity, ability score. Mobility represents a player's talent for balance and coordination. That would keep me from getting, like, knocked over and the like, wouldn't it? Right, moving on to a feat. Weapon focus. Choose one type of weapon. You can also choose unarmed strike, or if you are a spellcaster, melee or ranged touch attack. As your weapon for the purposes of this feat. Benefit, you gain a +1 bonus on all attack rolls you make using the specified weapon. You can gain this feat multiple times. Its effects do not stack. Each time you take the feat, it applies to a new type of weapon. Ooh. Wait, gore? Gore is a kind of weapon? What? That's weird. All right, let's see what other feats there are. Alertness, you gain a +2 bonus on perception skill checks if you have 10 or more ranks in that skill. The bonus increases to +4. Simple enough. Allied spellcaster. With the aid of an ally, you are skilled at piercing the protections of other creatures with your spells. Ooh, whenever you and an adjacent ally who also has this feat, you receive a +2 bonus on concentration checks and level checks made to overcome spell resistance. That's a neat idea, but that one I just don't need at all because I already have proficiency in every armor in the game, it seems. I don't know. I don't think I'll depend on spells enough for that to be much of an importance. What are some of the weirder feats available? I can't use these. I cannot use these. Let me go back up to the ones I can actually choose. There are so many feats in this game. Weapon finesse. I don't need that. Shield bash. Who needs shields? Rapid shot. I'm not going to be using crossbows. Point blank shot. I'm not going to be using bows. Defensive combat training. Maybe? Except I already have that proficiency. So many feet. Yeah, Tarantino would have a field day with his game. Tower shield proficiency. You become proficient with tower shields. Yeah, I mean, that's about as straightforward as one could expect when it's called tower shield proficiency. Toughness. For every hit die you possess beyond 3, you gain an additional +1 hit point. If you have more than 3 hit dice, you gain +1 hit points whenever you gain a hit die, such as when you gain a level. So, more health overall. Throw anything? There's a feat called Throw Anything. Hold on. You receive a +1 circumstance bonus on attack rolls made with thrown splash weapons. That's so much less interesting than I thought it was gonna. I thought it was gonna be like some kind of complex advantage, like, yeah, you can pick people up and throw them at each other. I was so excited. Stony Step, you gain a +2 racial bonus on mobility checks that ignore difficult terrain underground. Oh, Stealthy, you gain a +2 bonus to all mobility and stealth skill checks. Ooh. Oh, I think I want to take that one. Or you can throw things like chairs and other non-weapons. Yeah, I imagine because this is a video game and not like the tabletop thing, it's gonna be more restrictive. I imagine like the house rule version. I imagine there are a lot of house rules related to that trait where it's like, oh yeah, we interpret that a bit more loosely, so you can throw all sorts of things. But in this game, it's gotta be within the realm of video game logic. But Stealthy. +2 bonus to all mobility and stealth skill checks. But you don't want to become a skill monkey? I just really like the idea of having a weirdly quiet step considering how big and bulky a man I am. Like, I am such a large boy, but you'll never hear me walking anywhere. I'm gonna be the kind of guy you turn around and I'm just there. And you thought I left like 5 minutes ago because you haven't heard me doing anything, but I'm just there. And you kind of have a mild panic attack as you realize, oh Lord, how long has he been there? Bloodline. I realize this isn't what it looks like, but I looked at the list, and the first thing I saw was that one of them was just black, and my brain immediately locked up. I was like, wait a minute. I know this game has a lot of racial bonuses, but I don't think that's the kind we need here. And then I realized it was it was a kind of draconic. No! Oh, please forgive my brain. Oh, this is what happens when you live in Texas too long. It's you just see these things and the connection is immediately made. Oh Lord. Right. Abyssal. What does abyssal mean? Generations ago, a demon spread its filth onto the essence of your blood. I'm gonna ask you to rephrase that, game. While it doesn't manifest in all your kin, in those moments when you're blood raging, you embody its terrifying presence. The power of the abyss courses through your veins, causing horrific transformations during your blood rage. Ooh. Claws, more claws, demonic bulk, bonus spell, Ray of Enfeeblement. A coruscating ray springs from your hand. You must succeed on a ranged touch attack to strike a target. Birth from the lady that got demon filth in her. Oh, never say that again, Phantom. That's awful. The subject takes a penalty to strength equal to 1d. Ooh. So it's a debuff. Is there anything steel related in here? Silver dragon? What's a silver dragon? A dragon interbred with your bloodline. Now the sublime monster's ancient power fuels your blood rage. Blind sight, cleave, great fortitude, claws, blank thing? I don't think that's meant to be blank. I don't think that's supposed to be blank. Take chromatic dragon? What's chromatic? There does not seem to be a chromatic dragon here. There is no chromatic dragon. Breath weapon. Ooh, neat. Bronze and silver and stuff. I mean, it seems pretty dope. But, I am not sure which one I would prefer. Maybe I should just choose the black dragon. Maybe it's destiny. Maybe it is unfortunately mildly uncomfortable destiny. Wait, black dragon shoots acid? What? Wait a minute! I have acid affinity! Wait a minute, wait, hold on. I have acid affinity. Oh, it really is destiny! It really is destiny! It was meant to be! Oh, bronze is also acid? No, bronze is electricity. You lied to me. Why must you lie to me? Or maybe you're thinking brass. No, that's fire. Copper? Copper is acid. Yeah, copper is the acid one. I get dragon wings at level 12? That's awesome! I can be like that one guy from the Gargoyles TV show. Except with slightly more rigid hair. So you know what? I think I'll take copper. I think I'll take the copper one. Just max out the potential of acid damage. Oh, I get to choose a deity? Hold on, what? Abadar, god of walls and ditches. That is a very specific pantheon, my dude. Asmodeus, King of Hell, Master of Witches, and Prince of Law. Atheist. Well, one of my abilities is just the power of facts and logic to make myself hit harder, so maybe atheism is the way to go. Rahadum Faithless adds perception to the list of our plastics class skills. Also gains a +2 bonus on saving throws against divine spells. Can't take classes capable of divine spellcasting or requiring a deity selection. If the character already has the class skill, I will admit, as accurate as this one would be, I feel like it'd be a bit boring. So I'm gonna keep looking. Godclaw? Hold on. The Hell Knight Order of the Godclaw reveres a pantheon of 5 deities. Imadai and the Torag are seen as Mata Hell Knights. Concerned with the offensive and defensive combat, respectively, Irori is the epitome of emotionless discipline. Abadar is a keeper of laws, and Asmodeus as a strategist king. Depictions of these deities as part of the Gold Claw differ from traditional images, with the deities portrayed as a stern, armored paragons of law. Yo! Oh, I'm into this. Domains, law, protection, strength, and war. Favorite weapon is flail, unfortunately. Allows the Hell Knight to select one of the following domains. Knowledge, law, magic, nobility, protection, runes, strength, travel, or war. The Hell Knight gains the granted powers of that domain, treating his Hell Knight levels as cleric levels to determine what domain abilities he has access to. Kalian is Reyna's favorite, and Wen's is Pharasma. Oh, I can already tell what this is the god of. The god of alcohol, bravery, and freedom is one of the Ascended. Those mortals who achieve godhood by passing the test of Starstone, because legend tells that he passed the test while intoxicated, he is known as the Lucky Drunk. He got so smashed he passed the test and became a god. Is this you, Techie? No, I don't drink! I don't drink Phantom, but I can still call it funny because it's funny. It doesn't even give you any bonuses. Oh, that's amazing. Alright, what's Pharasma? Lady of Graves? Oh, well, that's grim. Mother of Souls? Also grim. Grey Lady? Less so. Pharasma is the goddess of birth, death, and prophecy. Well, aren't you just a absolute bundle of joy? She shepherds Golarian's recently departed souls to their final reward. Upon death, souls migrate via the River of Souls to Pharasma's Boneyard in the Outer Sphere, which sits atop an impossibly tall spire which pierces the astral plane. She is among those ancient deities in the multiverse, but keeps her knowledge of the fate of all souls closely guarded. Domains, death. What a surprise! I'm a edgelord, says Wen. I can appreciate your honesty. I'm gonna be honest. I'm really liking Godclaw. Partly because his name is awesome, partly because the titles associated with are awesome, and also stern armored paragons of law. How can I turn that down? That sounds so cool. Choose alignment. Wait, what? Oh, I imagine my, it seems... Oh, the deity locks me to lawful. Alright, good characters protect innocent life, evil characters debase or destroy it, whether for fun or for profit. Lawful characters tell the truth, keep their word, respect authority, honor tradition, and judge those who fall short of their duties. Chaotic characters follow their consciousness, resent being told what to do, favor new ideas over tradition, and keep their promises only if they feel like it. Alright, methinks I'm gonna go lawful neutral. Because, even though I do follow rules, and my decisions are based off enforcing those rules as I follow them, from the start I was really only in it for myself, wasn't I? Because I just wanted to survive. No one would let me into a craft, no one would give me the training, no one would educate me. I was just stuck on my own. I took up these bounty hunting jobs and these like debt collecting duties, and yeah, I enforced it with a zeal that was necessary so I could stay alive and gain a profit. But it wasn't for any greater good, and it wasn't really so I could screw anyone over either. It was just for myself. So lawful neutral. That probably sounds really boring. But I'll take it. Now I can finally. Oh. Oh. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh, that is the greatest thing I've ever seen in my life. I've been staring at this stern-ass face for a good chunk of this sheet making. And then I turn the slider, and I get this Ronald McDonald motherfucker. Oh, I'm sorry. I couldn't stop myself from being vulgar. It's just I couldn't stop myself. I couldn't resist. Forgive me in my foul mouth. What does this even change? This changes nothing. Oh, it's the war paint. It's too good. I think I'm gonna skip on the war paint. Oh my. Oh, this changes the clothes. Okay, secondary color, what's this change? Hold on, can I get some blues in here? Yeah. Blue time. Getting a theme going. Oh, speaking of the color blue, I don't have quite, it doesn't have quite the shade I want though. I am going to refrain from returning to the joke. I guess I can reason this one out as him having the copper lineage. Oh my god. Ooh. Hold on. I can have a crystal mustache. Look at this rosy-cheeked boy! I can't get over how nice he looks. He looks so polite. Yeah, this is the guy who, like, comes up, he, like, knocks on your door, he opens his arms, he gives you a big ol' hug on his way in, and then you sit down with him, you have a nice dinner, have a real pleasant chat, and he's like, he puts the glass down on the table, and he gives you that smile, and he's like, so Mr. Anderson tells me who you owe him a debt. And just the room falls silent as he's giving you that smile, that grin with those, they're not rosy, but they're still pretty jolly cheeks. And you have to find some way to explain to this man that you suddenly realize is twice your size and has more bicep than you've ever seen in your life, why you haven't paid his boss. Why you haven't paid his boss what you owe. Oh my god! The mohawk! It completes it! Oh, what else is there? I could give him a crown? I can give him a crown! That's so good! Or I can make him look like Ford Crawler. Or bald. Nah, man, I think I gotta go for the crown. All these colors. Oh, I can make him... I can make him Honeydew. I can make him that guy from Yogscast. Oh, I should have made a dwarf. Oh, golden beard, it's beautiful. Alright, hold on. Is there an appropriately bright blue available? There is. Oh, there is. But I think I want to go with the red. There's like the pure copper. Hold on. Does copper make crystals? Does copper make crystals? You can buy copper sulfate in any gardening store. From this copper sulfate, dark blue crystals are grown. Can you grow copper crystals? Growing your own pure copper crystals is very easy. You only need the following: a suitable container. Fly walls are better. You can observe the growth better. Copper sulfate. Right. Copper sulfate crystals are indeed, they do indeed tend to be a very vivid blue color, but more rarely you do get that orange metallic glow from them. So this is still scientifically accurate. My rock beard is technically accurate. Show headgear. I don't have anything equipped, so that doesn't really change anything, does it? So, Reyna, Techie joining the Blue Man group. No, this is Aquamarine. Get it right. Phantom says that's sick. I agree. I 100% agree. Copper Crown. Rockbeard Copper Crown. We got it. The legendary hero of Skyrim, Rockbeard Copper Crown.
I have no use for this. So many thoughts, so little time.
Our time has come.
Ooh.
We cannot be defeated.
My skills exceed yours.
Wait a minute, hold on. I can give a female voice to a male character.
Solid plan.
You should have run. A trivial task.
Oh no.
May I see your entrails, please?
I do not find this to be useful. None shall escape.
Alright, I'm gonna stick with the male voice.
Take care of it.
We'll win this, one way or the other.
So it comes to this.
Ooh, I like the wise one.
Beautiful. I can find better.
Optimist just sounds like... Optimist sounds like a strangely deep Sonic. Like Sonic the Hedgehog went through puberty again.
First come, first served.
Is that just me?
Damn, son!
Why is that in the game? I didn't expect that to come out of this game. I didn't expect this medieval game to include a man saying, "Damn, son!" in his Sonic the Hedgehog voice. Okay. I was caught a bit off guard by that one.
Are you still here? And off we go. We'll win this. What beautiful. I can find better. First come, first served. Are you still here? Damn, son!
I'm really liking that one. I'm gonna keep going and see what else there is.
Entertainment.
Oh my god, he's Irish.
Damn it all. I'm not touching that. Don't know, don't care. That's what you get. Not that I care.
Something about me loves the fact that the primary defining feature of the grumpy voice is that he's Irish.
We will be victorious.
And you will be boring.
None shall escape! Spell's not working like that. All this waiting bores me. I lead, you follow. Let's hear you cry! None shall escape! Spell's not working. Oh, I am superior!
When the time comes for an evil run, aggressive voice all the way. That voice actor really puts his heart and soul into it. He has zero chill, and I admire that.
Enemy near. I feel faint. The path is clear. Let us bide our time.
I won't give up.
I won't give up.
You're done for. Forwards! Let us be off. This is my path. We cannot be defeated.
Yeah, but you can be turned down in favor of more interesting voices.
Does anyone require my counsel? I will guide.
I like the irony of of choosing the wise voice for this guy with 7 int.
We'll win this, one way or the
Calm down.
I sense something. I need to concentrate.
Then again, his wisdom is kind of through the roof. So now that I think about it, maybe wise would be the good choice. Yeah, sure, let's go for it. Rock, beard, copper crown. Wait, rock bear? No, rock beard. Rock beard. It won't let me name him Rockbeard? Oh. I need a shorter name. I'll just give the name of my boss. Alan Xander. I don't think you guys have met Xander yet. Neth. The 5th of November, there we go. I'll just put in my birthday. Now you know my birthday. Hooray! It's gonna be a lonely birthday stream, I'm sure. Right, so, moving on.
I'll need to review this spell later.
Coup de grace. For one action, you can use a melee weapon to deliver a coup de grace to a helpless opponent. Automatically hit and score a critical hit. Demoralized, that's gonna be fun. Fighting defensively, of course. Inspire rage. Not entirely sure what a scald is, but alright. Lead blades, we already know what that does. Acrobatics bonus. And treat affliction. To treat an affliction means to tend to a single deceased or poisoned character. Make a lore religion check. If your check exceeds the DC of the affliction is removed. You can treat each character only once per day. Ooh. That could help if someone is dying. Probably. And I have one spell in the form of Blood Rage. Nope, wait, no, that's my spell modifiers. Never mind! Or is that like my spell slot? I don't know, man. I am still not very well versed in what all of this means. I will need to learn over time. Baphomet's cultists have not the slightest idea about who Baphomet really is, let alone any in-depth knowledge of his ideology or philosophy. Quote from the Encyclopedia Galorionica. Gasp, says Reyna. Why are you gasping? Oh, my keyboard just lit up. Why is my keyboard white? Oh! I wasn't sure who that was, and then I saw the beard.
Hey, somebody! We got a wounded fighter. Can we get a healer over here?
I'm not a fighter. Razor Sense works with this game? Neat. Who we killing first? Asks Phantom. Razor Sense works with this game. That is the impression I've got. I'm just not sure why it's white. But yeah, I'm not a fighter. I'm not a fighter. I'm a discount barbarian. I'm a discount barbarian who breathes acid sometimes.
My, would you look at this? But why would you drag a wounded fighter into the middle of the festival square? Couldn't he be carted off somewhere else, like, oh, I don't know, an infirmary? Or an accommodating ditch?
Well, you seem fun.
Make room, everyone. Step back. Now, what's the matter? What happened to him? The wound looks nasty. Who did this to him?
Demons, Prelate. We found him barely alive outside the walls of Canabris.
Yo, I get notes. I get lore notes. Darren sounds like a good target. I agree, Phantom. I agree. Canabres is a city of glory, but not one of spotless virtue. Until the first Mendevian Crusade, it was a small town perched atop a bluff overlooking the West Selen River. During the final dark days of Sarkoris, hysterical refugees splashed across the river and sought safety behind the walls of Canabres. So it's Ul'dah. It's a super rich town that has a refugee problem.
The walls, you say? Enemy doesn't usually stray so close to the city. Must fortify the defenses. And you, hold fast. Don't die. We'll see you right.
Yeah, I'll get right on that, sir. I say, in between spurts of blood, probably.
First, you there, guard. Take his weapons. Bearing arms is not permitted during the festival. Wounded or not, everyone must abide by the rules. He can get his things back after the festival.
Oh, that's a shame.
O Inheritor, leader of our troops, the sharpened edge of our blades and the unyielding strength of our armor, Iomade, I beseech you, grant your mercy. Heal his wounds.
Oh wait, this is a dialogue choice. I was waiting for the continue prompt. I don't know, what's an appropriate... I'm not sure what would be appropriate here. Probably not this. I don't feel like dying yet. I'll give him the shonen protagonist response. I won't give up that easily.
That's the Crusader spirit. My powers are not enough here. Someone call for Terendelev. You there. Yes, you. Stop dithering and gawping and make yourself useful. Go and get Terendelev.
Prelate, surely there is somebody else here better suited to running errands.
Well, just do it. Isn't there someone bleeding out in front of you?
I'll get her. Terendelev! Has anyone seen Terendelev?
Be quick about it before it's too late. Now, who are you? I don't remember seeing you before, and I have an excellent memory for faces.
Right, so my primary business venture is going around and intimidating people and scaring people into paying the debts they owe to usually seedy people. So maybe I shouldn't tell him where I'm from. Maybe who I am isn't much of his business. Or I can lie and just say I don't remember. I can't see any of the character portraits. Oh! You've got a good point. Hold on to me. Wait a minute. Hold on to me. Let me put myself... Yeah! We're on equal footing now. You know what? Maybe I don't need a character portrait. I am the character portrait. Right, let me shift the chat over a bit. I have moved the chatter. Right. I like better now. Now I'm in an appropriate location, and y'all can see. And y'all can see the character portraits. I do kind of gotta shift my windows around here though to make that work. Okay. Yay, says Reyna. I look so small now though. Now who are you? I don't remember seeing you before, and I have an excellent memory for faces. So that makes me wonder, should I just tell him off, or should I try and bluff and say I don't remember? Tiny Techie is so cute. Hey! Hey! Who you calling cute? I think I'm gonna go the bluffing route. Susie cute, tech cute. No! Stop it! You bring disrespect upon my name. Alright, I think I'm gonna try and play it off a bit casually and say, yeah, I'm totally just a traveler. I was just passing through. Definitely.
Just passing by? And how am I to know that you're not a demon spy? Or worse?
Do I look like a demon spy? Cute. No, stop it! What did I do to deserve this abuse? How am I know you're not a demon spy or worse? Because I don't look like a demon. The eye patch is pretty ominous. Is my eye patch ominous? It's just a flower though. Come on, y'all gonna be afraid of a flower? I'm afraid of a little flower.
My dear prelate, please, for the sake of the festivities, stop interrogating this poor man. He has been through enough already. Go on. I'll take care of him.
Hooray! You seem nice. I mean, you're not immediately interrogating him, so you know what? Yeah.
All right, as you wish. You are our protector, and a dragon at that.
Wait,
So
what?
I shall defer to your wisdom. Be on your guard. I've been informed he was wounded near Canabris. That means the demons are prowling just outside the walls, and the city is crawling with their spies. Others may be able to relax on this holiday, but not you or I. Not the defenders of this city.
Huh. So I guess this place is a bit of a demon problem, doesn't it? Slightly so.
Pry loose the grudging grip of pain. Cast off the veil of suffering flesh. Let light and life go forth in triumph to repel the skulking shade of death. There.
You know, healers take this game pretty seriously, don't they? I can respect that. Also, does it really have to be prefaced with a beautiful silver-haired woman leans over you? Like, is that not... Like, this isn't really... Is this game... I don't think Wizards of the Coast is a Japanese company, but that's pretty damn anime. That is extremely anime to the point I'm slightly worried. I am worried about how much integrity this story is going to have. So, are you really a dragon? You don't have many scales to me. You don't got wings either. Dragons got wings. How you gonna be a dragon if you don't got wings?
You don't believe me? Perhaps I should retake... I accept your thanks.
Oh, wait, no.
But my work is not yet done.
I did not intend to press that button. So, what happened to me?
Yet, and that troubles me. I am not entirely sure what the demons did to you. This wound is no ordinary injury, and it was inflicted by no ordinary weapon. I have rid you of your pain and restored your strength, but only time will allow you to heal fully.
So basically I'm going to die. That seems to be the general consensus here. Neat! So who are you?
My name is Terendelev. I am the protector of the city.
That answered none of my questions. Can I go?
Certainly. But be careful. I have managed to get you back on your feet, but I have not healed you fully. Alas, sooner or later, your pain will return.
Well, that just sounds unpleasant, really.
But do not be discouraged. You will recover, I promise you that. Tomorrow, come to the cathedral and say that you are expected by Terendelev, protector of Canabras. We will find a way to help you. But for now, put this out of your mind and enjoy the festival. They are all too rare in this time of war, and merriment is one of the best medicines.
Okay, but you know what else is pretty good medicine? And hear me out on this, you know what else is really good medicine? Hitting demons with blunt objects. Can I have my mace back? Right, Day of the City. Can I bless the city poison? Wait, what? Okay. So this is my blood rage button. It's my I get a charge button? I already love that. Hello. Our city has stood strong for another year. May it stand for 100 more. Now we go adventuring. But I don't have my weapons though. Happy City Day? They just call it City Day? Alright. To match these health. Happy City Day. Hello. Characters and interactive objects. You can interact with various objects such as doors and chests by clicking right mouse button on them. Some special objects have an item above this. This is also how you talk to characters. Hold tab to highlight all interactive objects. Ooh, what? Oh, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool, actually. I like that. Hi. Someone. Call the punch here. Let me show you how it's done. All right, go for it. What, you're gonna talk trash but not actually? You're talking all this mad trash, and yet he can't actually go punch a stationary object. Come on, man. To Her Majesty's health. Up. And what is over here? Hello. Oh. Alcohol is over here. On one hand, this is a bit... Oh. Well, that took a pretty drastic turn. Oh, that is significantly more blood than there was a moment ago. Oh, dear mercy me. Right, well.
Lord of Locusts, leave my city.
Oh! Hello!
Let the feast begin.
Discari's here. Discari himself. Blimey! One minute we had a dragon, the next, bam, she was gone. What are you gonna do? Fight or flee? If flee is your plan, let me help you out. I've got a scroll here with a good protective spell.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with Phantom's response here of, excuse me. Excuse me, what? I feel like important people just died. Yeah, a little bit. I feel like I missed a quick time event. Right, well, so, I guess it's time to hit something.
Sure thing. Here, take this. Best crossbow I've got. The person who made it said it could pierce the hide of a demon lord even. Good luck! Try not to get eaten now!
Okay, but did it really have to be a crossbow though? Oh, he's still here.
A mortal gnat snaps its jaws at the Lord of Locusts. Behold, Iomade. Behold the death I sow.
Oh. Well,
The silver dragon, Terendelev, the defender of Canabras, fell in battle.
Yeah, I noticed that part.
Surprising, as she had to fight the demon lord Discari himself. He willed the land to part and swallow all who dared to stand in his way. But the war was still far from over.
I'm just faces down in the dirt. Right. But, on the bright side,
Does anyone require my counsel?
You get told off. You see a dragon die. You get told off by a demon lord. You get thrown down into a chasm. Everyone else is dead. You pick your face up out of the dirt. You dust yourself off, and the first thing you say is, "Does anyone require my counsel?" No one requires your counsel. Everybody's dead. Everyone you love is dead. Well, this is just upsetting, really. Oh, wait. I see a corpse. I cannot take his gear.
Oh, holy mother of...
He might just be a bit too late on that one. I agree. Just slightly so.
Hey, stay with me. You actually got pretty lucky. You fell down into a black hole. But at least you're not on your own. You've got a great companion. Everything's going to be just fine. Tell me something. Can you feel your legs?
I feel them all right. When say no to a little less feeling in them.
My ankle's killing me, but my back seems to still be in one piece. My head, too.
That's all that matters. Now, we're going to... Hey! Fancy meeting you down here. You're the one that Terendelev healed today, right? You aren't injured, are you? Will you help me get her out from under the boulders?
One of the immediate responses I get is, why should we help her? Oof. That's a bit... Wait, pay up? Hold on, what? I don't help anyone for free. Pay up or stay stuck under the rubble. That's awful. That is awful. A pile of rocks is no problem for an Oread. We'll get you out in no time. Hey! Because it's a race thing, I get a super low check for it. That's cool. That's cool. Such a check is usually performed by the character with the highest bonus in the appropriate skill in the party. There's always an option to get money out of people in these games. Well, I mean, there might as well be. And if I really wanted to go the mercenary path, I probably would go evil. Pile of rocks is no problem for an Oread. Hold on, we'll get you out in no time. Oh. You have failed the skill check.
Damn it all. I think it's broken. Oh well, I've had...
My athletics was so good though.
Just make myself a splint out of something. Thanks for the help. I wouldn't have lasted long on my own stuck under there. I'm Anevia Tirabade of the Eagle Watch. I was overseeing security at the festival square. I thought maybe spies or demon worshippers might have something nasty planned. What actually happened though, now that I did not see coming. I don't think anyone could have been prepared for that.
You can hover the result to see what you rolled. Where's the result? I saw a tutorial, but... Oh well.
Well, I'm Sela, paladin by the grace of Iomade. I crossed the whole continent to come to Mendev and fight demons. And well, I've been fighting for a while now.
It should show once you're done talking. Okay.
I don't even want to think what might be happening up there in the city. Canabres has lost the protection of Terendelev, and of the Wardstone too, looks like. It's a relic without equal. It was placed here personally by Iomade's herald, with the goddess's blessing. I really wanted to go see it, to pray before it. But there's no point worrying about a stone when there are people dying in the streets.
The Warstones are a chain of powerful artifacts keeping the Worldwound's expansion at bay. The first and greatest in the chain was erected in the city of Canabres by the hand of the inheritor himself, a golden winged angel sent by the goddess Iomade. So I get the impression that the Demon Lord probably wants to see that thing kind of smashed.
Yeah, things are looking grim enough, but don't lose heart. Wardstone or no, dragon or no, Canabres will never give in. Simple as. Well, we've introduced ourselves. What about you?
Who I am is none of your business. There's always a none of your business answer, and I kind of like that. Yeah, dude. One person's war is another person's opportunity. I'm in the city to seek my fortune.
Yeah, we've seen plenty of your type before.
Well, gee, thanks.
At least it's an honest answer. Now then, I'll hobble my way out of here somehow. The city ain't far, only 30 paces or so. That's if you're going straight up, of course. I'm afraid we're gonna have to go the long way round.
Yeah, I don't really think straight up is an option. I'm not level 14 yet. I don't have my wings.
To summarize, there are 3 of us with 5 working legs, 3 pairs of decent hands, 2 clear heads, and 1 made of wood. That's mine. Underground monsters beware! Anevia, you stay behind us. You're in no fit state to fight. If we do come up against anything, the 2 of us will try to manage on our own first. Well, Onward! May the good deities lead us back to the open sky soon.
I don't know. Can I hang in the back too? I mean, I'm the one with permadeath rules. So now that your party has several characters, select one of them, click on their portrait, or use the appropriate key. To select several characters and get them all in one command, either drag a box around them while holding the left mouse button, or select the portraits of the desired characters with shift left mouse button. Select all your characters, press backspace. Well, let me... Events.
Keep your calm.
Combat. Athletic skill check failed. Rolled 4 plus 0 modifiers.
I need to concentrate.
Well, how do I view my character sheet? Where's my inventory, character? There's no way my athletics is 0. My athletics is 0? Armor scale mail? Oh, wait. Wait, hold on. Wait, where's my armor? Where's my armor? How do I change my armor? Abilities. Inventory. Fuck out of here. Well, I figured out why the check failed. Because I was given the one kind of armor that I'm not proficient with. You'll find a lot of objects that contain loot. Enemy corpses, boxes, barrels, and many other environment elements. See what's inside a container, approach it and interact with it like any other interactive object. Ooh. Flail. Long sword, short spear. Is there a hammer? There really isn't a hammer in here. I'm slightly upset that I got so many different proficiencies, and the game's response was to give me the one kind of armor I don't have proficiency with, and give me a bunch of weapons, none of which I have proficiency with. It's great. Yeah, I have proficiency. Oh, wait, what? You have proficiency with all of it? Wait, what? Simple martial proficiency group. Wait, what? Hold on. I thought my proficiencies... I thought I thought my proficiency was with yeah, with heavy and light maces and clubs. I don't have a martial proficiency. Oh, I do! I have martial and simple weapon. Hush my mouth, I can use all of these. Well, never mind. Forget my complaining.
Keep your wits about you.
Wait, I see something here. Loot. Terendalev's scale. Ooh. You restore life to a deceased party member. A raised creature has a number of hit points equal to its currently hit dice. Raised dead also improves the death's door condition. Huh. Neat. So it's like a phoenix down, kinda. Hello, stranger.
Who's there?
The fine apparel of this young half-elf woman is torn and stained with blood, dust, and dirt. Have your armor just give negative to physical checks. You can balance out the armor mastery and mithril armor. With armor mastery and mithril armor. Okay. Her fingers grip a rapier hilt with confidence, ready to draw it at a moment's notice. At her feet lies a dead body, so mutilated that at first glance, it's hard to tell if it's animal or human.
Relax, friend. We're not demons or cultists. Don't poke my eye out with that thing, all right? We fell down here during the attack. I'm Sela, that's Anevia, and this is our new friend. We're looking for a way back to the surface.
Really? I'm so ever glad to hear it. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Camellia. I was also in the square when... I can scarcely believe it. How did all those demons get into the city?
They teleported.
I thought, naively it now seems, that the Wardstone protected us from attack. And Terendalev, I can't wrap my head around it.
Let's keep moving.
That's
This isn't
right.
really...
It would be the height of foolishness to survive a demon attack only to perish under a pile of rubble.
Yeah, this isn't
Are
really...
you coming with us then? The more the merrier, and that blade of yours is nothing to sniff at.
Yeah, this isn't really the time to be standing around, is it?
Survivors should stick together. It's only sensible. Who knows what else could be prowling about in these caves?
Let's see if this poor bloke has anything useful on him. Not to sound like a heartless brigand or nothing, but we kinda need all the supplies we can get right now.
Cure light wounds. Click the companion Camellia's portrait, click on the icon with the spell Cure Light Wounds, and click to heal. Okay. That wasn't the button I wanted to hit. So, that's Camellia. Which of these is Cure Light Wounds? Neat. Masterwork Dagger. I mean, I'll take it, but I mean, I don't really think it's gonna be too helpful.
For an adventure.
Lighting in dark places such as caves, it's hard to see anything. There are two main ways to light your path. The first is to cast a light spell on a character walking in front of the party. The second is to give one of the characters... Oh, excuse my yawning. I have not slept enough. The second is to give one of the characters an ever-burning torch to carry.
What's on your mind?
Which of you is using a one-handed weapon? You can probably sacrifice your shield for the moment, right? Yee. Oh, hello. When combat begins, the game is paused. The pause is convenient to give orders to your characters. To pause or unpause the game, press space. To order your character to attack, select them and click left mouse button on an enemy. Switch between turn-based and real-time modes. Use turn-based mode or key T. Your enemies are highlighted in red and your allies in green. A striped line, a stippled line connects a character to their current target. Timer over character's head counts down the time until the next round and depicts the character's current scheduled action. Turn-based mode. Yeah, I think I'm gonna stick with turn-based mode so I can actually figure out what's going on. So... Okay, so this is how my movements are divvied up. Hold on, this is gonna take a moment for me to figure out exactly how this goes. So I imagine that'd be my dash. Okay. One enemy creature within 0 feet. Charging a special action that allows you to move up to double your normal speed and attack during the same action. You must move before you attack, not after. You must move at least 10 feet directly. Well, I'm a bit close to do that. So I'm just gonna focus on attacking. I want to save my rage for something important. I missed. The first attack of the campaign. The very first attack of the campaign is a nat 1 miss. Alright, what do you have? Fighting defensively. You can choose a... Smite Evil. Slow clap. Gee, thanks. I really appreciate your support. I really appreciate the loving words of support from you, Reina.
No glory without risk.
Oh! She just splattered it!
The inheritor, guide my blade.
Jeez. Spirit weapon enchantments grant a +1 enhancement bonus to any weapon. Yeah, sure, I'll take it. And hit it. You are not doing much damage. That is much better. Right, so, I unfortunately did not get to show off very much in that fight. Oh, ain't that unfortunate. Can be equipped light armor. Ooh. And I'm fatigued. Even better. Oh, that's because I failed the check before. That's fun. Alright, so I figured out why this one is giving me debuffs. Because I have proficiency in light and medium armor. Or I have proficiency in heavy armor, but I don't have proficiency in medium armor. So, the heavier armor I have, the less of a debuff I get. Is what I'm gathering. If I have light armor, then I just... If I have light armor, then I just wouldn't get debuffs anyway. If I have medium armor, because I don't have the proficiencies, I still get the debuffs. If I have heavy armor, I do have the proficiencies and so— oh, what are you? What are you? Giant fly? Well, aren't you just a beautiful sight to see? Stab it! Oh, you still have a significant amount of health. Gonna turn that off and just go all in. Much better.
Into the fray.
Oh, well, I guess you've got a disease now, don't you? Also, your health is super low. I should pay more attention to your health. And I can't use any of these because I'm fatigued. Did I just not win again? Did I really? Demon Plague. Permanent. Wow. It's a Constitution save too. So let me remind you that my Constitution is amazing. And I still failed. And not only did I fail, I know what, yeah, I was the only one who failed. Wow. They really do hate me. And like, these aren't even things that are based off the difficulty. This is just the game screwing me over. Also, I'm gonna go this way first because there might... I should not have gone this way. All right.
I'll cut you wide open.
Well, that went a bit better than before. Spitting giant centipede, what?
The light, take you.
I'll need to review this spell later.
Well, really glad to see that I'm in the perfect spot to not be able to do anything. Jeez. Wait, what? Oh, I had these here the whole time? What's this? Items? I didn't even know I had the... Whatever. Can I not move anymore? I guess I can't move anymore. I will admit, I am slightly confused by things that are going on. Okay. Hit you. I'll just let you end your turn there. Now, can I charge? Path the target is Hold on, does this give me any? It does not give me any. Does not give me any sort of movement bonus. I'm gonna heal you up a bit. And end turn. No, don't die. Alright, cool. There are many ones being rolled in this set. Twice! Twice! Twice. Why are there so many ones being rolled? Alright.
I'll need to review this.
Path the target is blocked! Path the target is not blocked! How is the path to target blocked? Terrain this time? What terrain? There's nothing there! There's nothing there! There we go! Finally! Finally, I got to hit the thing I've been trying to hit all round. Oh, I am very much regret. Hold on. I'm going to give you the crossbow in your second weapon slot. Because you really need it. Oh, finally a mace. Okay. Finally have a mace. Scroll of inflict light wounds. Yeah, I'm good. Bracers of armor +1. That's what I'm talking about. Where do they go? Here, there, no, no, no. Here. There we go. Warning, non-stacking bonuses. So this is the same armor rating as a full set of padded armor. Nice. So, oh, they're magical? Oh yeah, because it's +1. Okay, that does explain that. So, it seems that the Great Axe is still better than the Light Mace, even though I have like special bonuses for being awesome with the Light Mace. So I guess I'm using the axe then? Okay. That kind of sucked. Alright. I'm actually at the front this time, so maybe I can do something. If you want, I can try to give you Pathfinder 1 crash course at some point. You know, maybe that'd probably help. But first, I'm gonna rage. And immediately one-shot the only enemy. Oh, there is more. Okay. take he's still a baby Pathfinder player? Well, excuse me for not having had the opportunity to play this game before, having decided I was going to stick to the idea of it being a blind run. Hit him. Charge! Why didn't you charge? I hit the button. Oh, you're fatigued. Alright, so I'm going to use that before I die. And then I'm gonna hit you. Dude, I just punted him into another state of being. I'll take it.
Spirits demand your blood.
The spirits demand your blood. Yeah, you know what? I guess that's as good a way to state it as any. Ooh. Flame tongue. This is a cooking ingredient. That does not look like a cooking ingredient. That looks like a staff of some sort. This reagent can be used to brew potions or scribe scrolls. Neat. Hello there. Monitor lizard. Alright, because this thing looks important. I'm gonna not check the turn order and then accidentally botch the sequence. Right! Good play, good play.
This is how it feels.
Oh! You're dead. I can't hit the rage button. On treat. Where's the treat thing? I cannot use that to res someone.
I'll just have to resort to brute force.
I am doing this very incorrectly. I'll smite you. That didn't do anything! That didn't do anything! I guess that's the end of that turn. Alright, you missed. Alright, you know what? This seems like as good a time as any to use the Scroll of Enlarged Person. I'm so big! I'm so big! Oh, target needs to be either helpless or blind? Okay. Demoralize. Sure. I have no idea if that actually worked.
The Inheritor, guide my blade. I'll just sit here. Don't worry about me.
I think I'm about to die. Please don't kill me.
This is unexpected.
So I had a plan I had a plan that I was rather proud of. But unfortunately, I don't think it crit. I think its damage was just so stupendous that the poison tick immediately killed anyone. Because you'll notice there were a lot of failed poison saves there. There were many failed poison saves.
That's all that matters. Now, we're going to... Hey!
Alright, I'm gonna run through this again.
Yeah, things are looking grim enough, but don't lose heart. Wardstone or no, dragon or... Yeah, at least to some...
Okay. So, question.
Knowledge is the key to victory.
Why? Okay, first question, why are you running ahead? Second, why are you all the way back there? And third, how do I set one of these? How do I set someone to be the party leader, to always be in front? Because I kind of want to do that. Gonna try being a little bit sneaky this time around. It's gonna take forever to get through here, but I'm gonna do it anyway.
I'm so ever glad to hear it. That's right. Are you certain? You can trust me.
Cure light wounds. That was the wrong button. Just hit the thing. Oh, it's paused.
I'm up for an adventure.
Together, we stand.
Okay. Take two. I'm going to try and see if there's a way to get a jump on these enemies up here. I did not. I did not succeed. Okay. So.
I'll just have to resort to brute force.
End my turn there. And thus begins the cycle of all the enemies that were faster to move than the other ones. That are faster to move than my teammates. Wasn't a good attempt, but it was an attempt nonetheless. You see, Phantom knows what's up.
Into the fray.
And apparently Sheila does not.
I'll cut you wide open.
But Elf Girl does. Elf Girl knows exactly what's up. Yo, look at her go! Unfit for combat. Okay, I have remembered to save my game. Why won't it? Why won't it let me put myself at the end? Formation. Triangle. There we go. Upon receiving the attack command, the party members will move toward the enemy at a speed not exceeding the speed of the party member positioned at the front. Oh, neat. There we go. That's much more like it.
Time for a clever approach.
Can I wait for you to turn around? No?
So it comes to this.
I guess not. Oh my god. Oh my god, they haven't noticed me. They haven't noticed the big man with the axe.
The spirits demand your blood.
Sneak attack? Sneak attack! Barbarian sneak attack, let's go! Get destroyed! How narrow is this thing's vision? I don't know if it's a matter of being narrow, because they noticed Seela, and they noticed Camellia, but they didn't notice Xander, just here, with his bright red crown beard. Oh, this game is ridiculous. Also, just gonna move him short pace upward in that. Wait, what? Oh, there's another one I didn't realize. I was wondering why I couldn't move.
The light take you.
You missed. You also missed. And that one exploded it. Much better. Alright. Moving on.
They will not expect my strike.
Gonna sneak forward. Gonna sneak forward. And they noticed me. Okay. No longer going to sneak forward. Charge it! Ooh. That worked quite well. I didn't think that it'd be so effective. Normally the charge is just gotten people killed. I can charge neither of these. It's gonna... Nope, I can't do that. And I can't do that either. I'm just gonna circle you around then. Gonna use the acrobatics to shuffle through there and smack you and not want to miss. Speaking of missing, That was not... That wasn't what I wanted to do. I went to click the charge, but I clicked all the way over here instead. Oh well. How are you still undetected? How are you still undetected? What?
The Inheritor, guide my blade.
How is Camellia still undetected here? I don't get it. And why are all of a sudden everything missing? Oh, I can charge through you to hit them. Kaboom! Yeah! That's gonna be a GG from me. Also, I am in pain.
A bright future.
You still have cure wounds? Yes, you do. Cure light wounds. Alright. Save game. Save game. And now I have the bracers. And also some potions of cure light wounds. Alright. I want to see if I can get...
Watch out for trouble.
I want to see if I can get the drop on that lizard.
Save the last one for me.
These things are really not perceptive when they need to be. So what is this exactly? Call out the powers of good to aid her in her struggle against evil. As a swift action, the paladin chooses one target within sight to smite. If the target is evil, the paladin adds her charisma bonus to her attack rolls and adds her paladin level to all damage rolls made against the target. Oh, they gotta be evil, and it's not... Okay, there's a difference between smite and smite evil, I guess. I had not understood that before. But now I do know. And the world is better for it. Boop! Alright, I'm pretty sure the lizard is somewhere up here. The monitor lizard.
Keep your calm.
I'm ready for you this time. Okay. So. You have the power to do that at any time. At any time in the previous version of that encounter, you could have done that exact same thing. And you chose not to. For no conceivable reason that I can comprehend, you chose not to. My disappointment is immeasurable, and my day is ruined. Okay. So, let it be known. Let it be hereby exemplified.
Arcane bombomancy, eldritch psionomancy, and many other clever words.
Let it be hereby understood. That was some bullshit. Alright, what else do we have here? Oh, Lan? Who is Lan? Hello, Lan.
No, I can't just walk away. It's got to be here somewhere.
You struggle to make out the man's features in bloom as soon as he steps into the circle of light. However, you realize that you had never encountered a creature like this before. Stranger looks like a work of a vivisectionist who has attempted to stitch together a lizard and a man. So I take it that's why he's called Lan.
Windwalk.
Ooh, Lanny? Who's Lanny? Lannel? Lanny, is that an I or an L? Lan? All I know is that he's a lizard man. So clearly he's in control of the government?
Did you find it? Who is that?
Like a cross between a cat and a spider? Land party time?
Here to save our mongrel souls, no doubt. Wait. They might know what's going on up there.
Who are you? Tieflings? Also, wait, one of my options is to... There's a murder hobo route? I could just immediately attack? Ooh, an evil playthrough's gonna be... An evil playthrough's gonna be neat someday. Who are you, tieflings? Demons are laying waste.
If things are as bad as you say, then we all have to hurry.
You didn't come from the direction of the shield maze. Damn it. I couldn't care less about what's happening on the surface, but the maze...
What's the maze? What's the shield maze?
I realize that you guys have your own troubles, but we need to be in Canabres. People are dying up there. Please, show us the way out.
Tieflings are the descendants of people who sullied themselves by mating with demons. Our ancestors would never sink that low. We are the underground crusaders, the children of the Crusade's finest.
I don't know if finest would be the most accurate word to describe this.
Underground Crusaders is a bit of a mouthful, so people usually just call us mongrels.
Alright, I'm beginning to see that Lan might be a bit of a fan favorite here. He could be a bit of a Lan favorite.
You just love repeating that, don't you, Lan? Mongrels. That's what the Uplanders call us. But we call ourselves Neathers.
Uplanders? They're goblins! They're goblins! Lizard men calling people Uplanders? They really are the Illuminati! Oh no!
No matter what you call us, it's not gonna stop our horns, hooves, or tails from growing.
Well, I've never heard of them before. Sound like losers to me.
They're called mongrels. People say that they come up to the surface at night and eat anyone foolish enough to wander alone after midnight. To tell you the truth, I thought you guys were just a tale to tell kids at night.
You know, Scylla, you are making just the worst possible impression here.
That's human gratitude for you. Our forefathers suffered the consequences of demonic corruption, all to protect Mendev and Golarion. And for what? So we could become monsters used to frighten children.
Hey, Phantom, what are you pulling a gun on me for? I didn't do anything wrong. I didn't do anything wrong.
Every mongrel has their own take on it. Our chief, for example, thinks of us as something like a reserve military force. He thinks we're standing by until the moment we're needed, and when we emerge on the surface and save the day, all the people will see how good we are, and they'll love us for it.
I heard a crime.
He leaves that last part out when he talks about it, of course, but it's easy enough to read between the lines.
I heard a crime against jokes earlier, says Phantom. Here's the thing, though. I don't exist in any legal system. I am above your laws. The abstract space I occupy is not subject to your Hold on, let me try that again. The abstract space that I occupy is not subject to your judgment.
This is the hall where we remember the glory of our forebears. Sorry about the mess. It doesn't usually look like this, trust me. Sometimes we even wipe the dust off the exhibits.
Why do I watch this guy? I don't know, Phantom. You tell me. Apparently you think he's cute, even though that much is the lie too. I mean, wasn't it Raina who said that my eye patch is scary? Even though I told Nabs to make it. I made sure Nabs made it look pretty for you. But you're calling me cute and scary. Nobody's calling me pretty. Sometimes I wonder if you appreciate me. I'm being facetious. You know I appreciate you. Don't leave. I still stand by Techie being cute, and that is your mistake. Everyone has their opinions, and sometimes they're wrong. You're beautiful, says Raina. Thank you. Thank you. Someone gets it. Someone finally understands my plight. What was this guy saying? Some about Doritos? Is the whole oh yeah, glory of our forebears.
This is where the relics of the first Crusaders are displayed. Our lives are short. Our glories are quickly forgotten. But this place helps us to remember that we are just as worthy as anyone else. And that our lives are not lived in vain.
Which is pretty ironic considering one of the dialogue options I had was to immediately draw my sword and kill you all.
The first Crusaders? You've been down here that long? That's crazy.
That's none of your bit.
We're looking for a holy sword. It was here, in the center, sticking out of a rock. The sooner we find it, the better. Some kids from our tribe took off for the shield maze. They figured it had collapsed, and now it's their time to go up to the surface, like all the legends foretold.
So I get the impression they're dead now. Just gonna predict that right now.
Except they don't have a clue what's waiting for them up there. They're not fighters. And Saul, the chief of our tribe, is dead set against it. He says that now isn't the time for the underground Crusaders to take up arms. If we get the Holy Sword, we might be able to change the chief's mind.
And by extension, get a bunch of people to fight things for us.
It's a fool's errand. None of us will be able to hold the sword, let alone use it to save anyone. It's not an ordinary weapon. It's made from righteous heavenly flame and will burn anyone who touches it. Do you think you're special, Lan?
So what you're saying is you need a paladin I just so happen to have a paladin with me.
I'll pick it up with my teeth and tie it to my hand if I have to. It doesn't matter. An angel's sword and a troop of stalwart mongrels will be able to work a minor miracle. Speaking of which, you're still here, Wendu, which means that deep down, you know it's possible.
Or she just doesn't want you to get yourself killed. I can help you, but you are gonna have to pray for it. I mean, that is my usual policy.
Of course. How about we do this? You help us, and we don't leave you here to rot in these underground tunnels that only we know. I think that sounds fair.
Yeah, and we could throw in a dozen fresh rats to sweeten the deal. That's a tempting offer in these parts. Help us, and we'll help you. This is very important. Wenduog believes the maze leads to the outside. She knows what she's talking about.
I mean, I don't know. If I'm being honest, she sounds like kind of an unpleasant person to be around. And I don't mean the way she looks. I mean, truth be told, I think the spider legs on her back are kind of cool. It's like wings, but without the wings. But nah, the way she acts, I don't know. She doesn't seem like the kind of person I'd want to grab a snack with. More like the kind of person I don't know, boot over a ledge so they get eaten by skeletons or something. Just doesn't seem very fun to be around.
All right, underground folks, you got yourselves a deal. But if you find the sword first, don't forget we helped you. Our agreement still stands.
Hidden objects. Wait, what? Statue of an unknown knight. The technique is crude, but the figure was clearly crafted with genuine feeling. That's neat.
I heed the voice of the spirits.
Something about her tone of voice saying that kind of tickles me. Also, I just realized I've been here for 2 hours and 44 minutes. Alright, I definitely think I'm going to be continuing this. Not immediately, because I kind of need to get something to eat. I'm a hungry boy. But in the near future, it will definitely be added to my rotation. So of my rotation as it stands, there is now Dark Souls 1, Psychonauts 2, Fallout New Vegas, and Pathfinder Wrath. So, I think we're gonna have a pretty good time this upcoming week. Once I have the necessary information to get a new schedule up, you can bet all 4 of those games are gonna be showing up. There's gonna be a little something for everyone. But with that said, I think I'm gonna leave this here for the moment. I think I've had my fill of Pathfinder for the immediate moment. And that I love how so much of my time has been spent either in a reloaded save or character creation. So even though I've been here for 2 hours and 45 minutes, only 45 of those minutes are actually in the save file. Right, so, with all that said, thank you all for joining me on this adventure to be. I'm not sure if I could call it an adventure yet. It really felt like a short stream. Yeah, this is one of those games where, like, this game definitely seems like it has some good potential. Where we've been here for like 2 hours and 45 minutes, but it hasn't even felt like 1 hour. And I think that's the mark of a good experience. So we gonna have some fun with this one. I definitely think I'm gonna be leaving Pathfinder streams for days. But thank you, Techie. I'm glad I skipped work to watch this. Wait, no! Don't skip work! That's irresponsible, Phantom. You need money to buy food. How are you gonna watch my streams if you're starved? You can't like and subscribe if you're dead. I was too tired to go, so it's okay. I mean, I guess that's fair. So long as you don't get yourself fired and bankrupt and starved and not able to survive without abandoning all the things you want to do in life to work at a job you can't genuinely bring yourself to enjoy because you're constantly forced to interact with people you despise, but can't really pull yourself away from it because you depend on the meager income to establish a base minimum income in order to survive. So long as you don't do that, I'll be able to watch techie streams without a job. No, but the internet bill. How are you gonna get the premium Suzume experience if you don't have the internet? If you don't have the interconnected network, how are you gonna get that Suzuteki stream at 60 frames per second, 1080p? I will go to my local library, but then you'll get kicked out. Because then you get kicked out because you'll have this weird guy on the internet shouting for 3 hours. Whatever the case. So, here's the plan. I'm gonna go to the store, I'm gonna buy some eggs, I'm gonna come back, I'm gonna make some food. Then, over the next day or two, when the time comes that I get my scheduling information, I'll use that to create the stream schedule for the upcoming week. Also, before I log off, hold on. There is something I need to say. Hold on, there's something I must share. I'll be back in a moment. Hold on. Oh, the motion capture is breaking severely. Hold on. Hold the line. Oh, the motion capture, I just saw it. Oh, okay. So, techie I come back and that's what I see. Alright, so, on the subject of food, as some may be a little bit aware, I'm making use of the renewed space, this new living space that actually has space to cook things, and I have constructed Borgar in the past. I have constructed Borgar, and I used some rather straight ground beef for that. It was pretty all right. Wasn't the best thing, but it was good. The other day, on my way home, so I could sleep and then wake back up for the stream, I stopped by the store. I didn't get everything I need, but I got most of what I needed to make some Borgar again. And I saw that there was this new item there. It's formatted as if it were a roll of ground beef, but it's pork sausage. And so I got this terrible idea. Can I make a hamburger with sausage? This is the first thing I'm talking about. Alright, I just want to share this because I don't have friends. But I want to let you know that I'm going to make a hamburger with this maple sausage instead of straight ground beef. And I don't know how it'll turn out, but I want you all to know that that's a thing that's happening, so that another day, if I end up saying, hey, this turned out great, or hey, this turned out terribly, that way you can have some context. Alright, that's it. That's all I wanted to say. It's not weird. It's not weird, I swear. Is it that weird to talk about food? Is it strange to talk about slight ingredient differences? I pray for your soulmate can guide you. Please don't forget to give us an update. I will give you an update when the Borgar is constructed. Hold on, I need some water in me first. Hold on. Hydrogen. Much better. Right. So, with all that said, I think that's everything I needed to say. Techie, we gonna raid? Raid. What about a raid? Are we gonna raid something? Or is this a joke and that's gonna transition to something about like raid Shadow Legend? Because I don't have sponsors. What? Where did this mention of raids come from? Techie Twitch raids? Twitch raids. Well, also I didn't turn the BGM on. What's this about Twitch raids? I can raid channels on Twitch? How do I do that? Is that the thing where you like send viewers to other streams? I don't know how to do that. He still has so much to learn. Well, excuse me for not having much experience on the matter. Alright, I've been Twitch pure for much of my life. Slash raid names go here? Oh, okay. Hold on. Alright, in that case, I need to for the days that I have a significant number of people engaging with the stream, and that I know some other people who are on that have a stream rolling, I need to get some names. I need to get a raid list. Because I have heard little bits of that. I'm not very familiar on how exactly to do it, but I do know that there is this idea of raiding people. I just wasn't sure if that was what you're referring to, if like I was getting raided or if I should raid someone. I wasn't sure exactly where we were going. That was where my confusion came in. But yeah, in the future I will probably set up some kind of system for that. So I have something more than just goodbye world to say when the stream ends. But with all that said, I will keep you all posted on the Borgar situation. Though first I kind of need to hit the store again because I did not get eggs and I require egg for Borgar. Goodbye world still sounds so wrong. Well, I mean, I wanted to come up with something more appropriate for a farewell, but I mean, if it works, right? So, with all that said, thank you all for coming by. I will see y'all another day, and until then, goodbye world.